There are creatures in this world that only a few have seen yet. They have never been officially recognized. Welcome to UMA Channel, video series about unidentified mysterious animals. Deep in the jungles of Indonesia, something enormous is said to fly through the night. Not a bird, not a bat, and definitely not something science has explained. Witnesses say it has the wingspan of an eagle, the eyes of a primate, and a call that echoes like a name, Ahool. This is the mystery of the Ahool. The first story we know about happened in 1925. A man named Ernest Bartels, who studied animals like his father before him, was exploring the Slamet Mountains in Java. He was walking near a waterfall when a strong gust of wind came from above. He looked up, and for just a second, something massive flew overhead. It moved fast, but he could see the wide, dark wings. It wasn't a bird. It wasn't anything he recognized. Bartels left the jungle that day, confused and a little shaken. And for 2 years, he didn't tell anyone what he'd seen. 2 years later, Bartels heard it again, only this time it was closer. It was late at night in 1927. He was resting in a small thatched hut beside the Cikengkol River in western Java when a loud cry echoed through the sky. Clear, sharp, and like nothing he'd heard before. Ahool. It wasn't an owl. It wasn't any animal he knew. Grabbing a flashlight, he ran toward the sound. 20 seconds later, he heard it again, this time farther down the river. He followed, but found nothing. No wings, no eyes, just that strange, echoing cry. The next day, Bartels spoke with local villagers. When he described what he'd heard, they nodded. They knew the creature. It slept in caves behind waterfalls and came out at night to hunt riverfish. Some said it had taken children. No one knew its name, only its voice. So Bartels gave it one. He called it the Ahool. But that cry, it wouldn't stay in Java for long. In 1932, another sighting came from deep in Central Africa. And what was seen there sounded strangely familiar. Zoologist Ivan Sanderson was leading an expedition in southern Cameroon, tracking fruit bats with fellow hunter Gerald Russell. The trip was supposed to be routine until something massive swooped down from the trees. It came fast, bigger than any bird they'd seen. Sanderson described it as black all over, with leathery wings, jagged teeth, and a wingspan close to 12 feet. But what truly stunned him was the face. It looked like a monkey. Locals had a name for the creature, Olichio. In their language, it meant demon. Sanderson later wrote about the encounter and believed this wasn't just a rare bat. It might be the same kind of creature described in Java. 2 sightings, 2 continents, 1 pattern. Could the Ahool and Olichio be connected? Or are we chasing different shadows that just happen to look the same? Back in Indonesia, hundreds of miles from Java, a different legend was already spreading. In the remote rainforests of Seram Island, part of the Maluku Islands, people spoke of a creature that flew at night, cried out in the dark, and like the Ahool, looked nothing like a normal bat. They called it the Orang Bati, which means winged man in the local language. The stories go back centuries. As early as the 1500s, missionaries reported hearing tales of a red-skinned creature, about 5 feet tall with enormous black wings and a long, thin tail. It lived in mountain caves by day, but at night it would fly silently across the jungle and the villages below, searching for food. Some said it hunted large fish. Others said it hunted children. In 1987, a British missionary named Tyson Hughes claimed he saw one with his own eyes while helping local farmers. He said it wasn't a myth, it was real, and it was watching them. Everything about the Orang Bati sounded similar to the Ahool, even the way it moved. But there was one key difference: the tail. The Ahool didn't have one. The Orang Bati did. To understand what these creatures might really be, we have to ask a harder question. What if they weren't legends at all? Others believe it's something real but misunderstood. One theory links the Ahool to the ropen, a flying creature from Papua New Guinea. It's said to glow in the dark and has wings like a pterosaur. Locals fear it, and some think it's a prehistoric survivor. But there's a problem. The ropen has a long lizard-like snout. The Ahool has a flat monkey-like face. That doesn't quite match. Another theory points to the Kongamato, a flying animal reported in parts of Central Africa. Described as bird-like with sharp teeth and leathery wings, some tribes call it a flying lizard. Again, the face is the issue. It's more reptile than primate. Then there's the owl theory. Java is home to a few large owl species, and from the right angle, especially at night, they might look bigger or stranger than they are. But even the largest owls are only about a third the size of what people describe. And none have a face like a monkey or wings that stretch 10 feet. Which leaves one last idea. Maybe the Ahool isn't a myth or a mistake. Maybe it's a kind of giant bat. Out of all the theories, one stands out as the most grounded. Maybe the Ahool was just a bat, a very large one. Some scientists believe it could belong to the flying fox family, giant fruit bats known for their long wings, thick fur, and faces that sometimes look almost human. And one species fits the region, the Malayan flying fox, the largest known bat on Earth. It lives across Southeast Asia, including Java, and has a wingspan that can reach 6 feet. Seen at night, flying high above the trees, a bat this size could easily look bigger than it is, especially if it's just a glimpse. And some of these bats have golden or reddish fur around the shoulders, almost like a collar. A few witnesses even described that exact detail. It's not hard to imagine someone in the jungle, startled, looking up and seeing something that feels more myth than mammal. But there's still a gap. The Malayan flying fox isn't quite as big as the Ahool was said to be. Maybe it was misjudged in the moment, or maybe there's a larger bat species out there, one we haven't officially recorded. And if that's true, where is it now? No confirmed sightings, no clear photos, just stories that drift through the jungle air and vanish like the creature itself. Maybe the Ahool was real, an undiscovered species now extinct. Maybe it was something we already know, just seen in the wrong moment, from the wrong angle. Or maybe it was never there at all. Some say it was a giant bat, misunderstood. Others think it was something stranger, something science hasn't caught up to yet. But whether it flew through the treetops or only through imagination, one thing is clear: the story stayed with us. And sometimes that's what matters most. So what do you believe? Was the Ahool a real animal, a myth, or something in between? Let us know in the comments. And if you like exploring strange stories like this, be sure to like and subscribe for more episodes of UMA. Until next time, stay curious, because not everything strange needs to be explained.